Anthony Provenzano, May 7, 1917, December 12, 1988, also known as Tony Pro, was a caporegime of the Genovese crime family New Jersey faction. Provenzano was known for his associations with Teamsters Union director Jimmy Hoffa due to Provenzano's job as an International Brotherhood of Teamsters president for Local 560 in Union City, New Jersey. Early life. Provenzano was born on May 7, 1917, in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, the fourth of 6 children to Sicilian immigrants Rosario and Josephine Provenzano. At age 15, he quit public school 114 and went to work as a $10-a-week helper at the H.P. Welch Trucking Company. 3 years later he became a driver. Provenzano became employed by Teamsters Local 560 in Union City, New Jersey, as a business agent between 1948 and 1958, as the president between 1958 and May 1966, and as secretary-treasurer between November 24, 1975 and June 1978. Provenzano was a resident of Clifton, New Jersey and Hallandale, Florida. In 1959, Provenzano cited the Fifth Amendment 44 times before a Senate Racket Committee, for which Robert F. Kennedy was counsel. Career. In June 1961, Teamsters Local 560 Secretary-Treasurer Anthony Castellitto traveled to upstate New York to meet with Salvatore Briguglio, a mob-associated loan shark. According to federal government reports, Briguglio and Harold Koenigsberg murdered Castellitto. Subsequently, in August 1961, Provenzano's brother Salvatore was appointed to the position of trustee formerly occupied by Castellitto. Briguglio was appointed to the position of business agent in September 1961. Provenzano's other brother Nunzio was appointed to the position of business agent in February 1963. On November 15, 1960, Provenzano was indicted in the District of New Jersey for extortion for the demand and receipt of labor peace payoffs from the Dorn Transportation Company between 1952 and 1959. On July 12, 1963, Provenzano was convicted of extortion and sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. He served 4.5 years, incarcerated between May 1966 and 1970. Although Provenzano had once been a friend of Teamsters Union director Jimmy Hoffa, he had since become an enemy after a reported feud when both were in federal prison at Lewisburg, Pennsylvania in the 1960s. Hoffa planned to regain the leadership of the union, but was met with opposition from several members of the Mafia. In 1973 and 1974, Hoffa asked Provenzano for his support to regain his former position, but Provenzano refused and threatened Hoffa by reportedly saying he would pull out his guts and kidnap his grandchildren. At least 2 of Provenzano's union opponents had been murdered, and others who had spoken out against him had been assaulted. On July 30, 1975, Hoffa was to meet Provenzano and Anthony Giacalone at 2 p.m. at the Macu's Red Fox restaurant in Bloomfield Township, a Detroit suburb. He was never seen again. Giacalone and Provenzano, who denied having scheduled a meeting with Hoffa, were found not to have been near the restaurant that afternoon. Provenzano told investigators that he was playing cards with Stephen Andretta, Thomas Andretta's brother, in Union City, New Jersey, on the day Hoffa disappeared. 10 weeks after Hoffa's disappearance, President Richard Nixon made his first public appearance since his resignation, during which he golfed with Frank Fitzsimmons, president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, and Provenzano. On December 4, 1975, a federal investigator in Detroit said in court presided by James Paul Churchill that a witness had identified 3 New Jersey men had participated in the abduction and murder of James R. Hoffa. The 3 men, close associates of Provenzano, were Salvatore Briguglio, his brother Gabriel Briguglio, and Thomas and Dr. Eddie. On December 9, 1975, Provenzano was indicted in the Southern District of New York, along with Anthony Bentrell and Lawrence Palladino, for conspiracy to violate the anti-kickback statute for a proposed $2.3 million pension fund loan from the Utica Teamsters Benefit Fund for the renovation of the Woodstock Hotel. In July 1978, he was convicted of these charges and sentenced to 4 years in prison. On June 23, 1976, Provenzano was indicted in Ulster County, New York, along with Briguglio and Königsberg, on charges of conspiracy and murder in connection to the 1961 death of Anthony Castellitto. On June 14, 1978, Provenzano was convicted of murder, while the conspiracy to commit murder count was dismissed, and was sentenced to life imprisonment in Kingston, New York exactly 1 week later. On February 22, 1979, Provenzano was indicted in the District of New Jersey, along with Gabriel Briguglio, Stephen and Thomas Andretta and Ralph Pilecchia on RICO charges in the Seagreen labor peace payoffs case. On May 25, 1979, he was convicted of these charges, and, on July 10, 1979, he was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. Death on December 12, 1988, Provenzano died of a heart attack at Lompoc Federal Penitentiary in Lompoc, California, age 71. A month before his death, he was treated for congestive heart failure. He was buried at St. Joseph Cemetery in Hackensack, New Jersey. He left his estate to his French-Canadian second wife, Marie-Paul Mignon Provenzano. In popular culture, he was played by Stephen Graham in Martin Scorsese's 2019 film The Irishman. References